That's fine.
Yeah.
Coach, you start the season out with a bang, right? Talk about the challenge of these, 3 consecutive multi-team events and going on the road for 10 straight games.
Yeah, it's just part of what we have to do, what our pre-conference looks like. And, this year, like any year, I want to schedule tough just to see what we've got. And we got a lot of players returning, but we also have a few big replacements that we have to take care of. And so regardless of what the scenario is, we have to learn how to play pretty quickly before we get into conference play. So got a lot of good pre-conference play, a lot of ranked teams that were in the tournament last year, and will be put to the test early, but have it no other way.
So I guess, heading into this season, just off the Sweet 16, off of 2 seasons in a calendar year, just where do you see the team maybe as getting through 2021?
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. No, I think we're always just trying to take it one day at a time. I don't think I know that. We talk about that and just taking care of the business that we have to do today. And obviously we took a nice break after the last season, especially with the run that we had, and everyone hit the reset button, came back in late January, early February, and they've been going after it since day one. And we unfortunately in the spring we had some other illnesses that we couldn't compete as much as we wanted to, but the ones that were in the gym every single day were getting after it. And we had some additions late in the spring, and everyone came back in the summer for summer school and voluntary training. And by all reports that I received in the summer, that they were doing all the work they had to. And then we showed up on day one last Monday, and everyone did the work. And so it's been very competitive in the gym. I've been very impressed with the level since we've come back last week, and continue to compete every single day.
Just with Riley, she said that it just seems like there's a lot of, not only just a lot of depth, but like a lot of talented, good depth. That's very challenging.
Yeah, that's the way every coach wants it, right? And you're going to want that competition in the gym, and it's going to make everyone better around you, and not just for yourself, but your teammates. And we talk a lot about the power of competition, and so if we're good, taking away all of each other's strengths in the gym, that's going to make everyone better and going to be a better collective unit. And so it's been very competitive, a lot of tight practices, a lot of intense practices, hooting and hollering. So it's good to see, and they really do a nice job getting after it.
What are some of the strengths of this year's team, and then what are some of the things that you'd like to improve at?
Strengths, I think, continue to be our service game. Since coming back, I've seen a lot of really good servers, and everyone knows that that's been a kind of a hallmark of ours. It needs to be, really, and kind of like I just mentioned, we've been very competitive in the gym. Not that teams in years past haven't, but say just with the depth, and we've got a lot of options this year, which can be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because it makes our job a little bit more difficult. But we also know if something does happen, which last year we had a few injuries and illnesses that we had to replace some players with. It's good for those scenarios. Hopefully we don't get to them, but as every coach out there knows, you may get out to that. In terms of what we have to work on, I think passing is always going to be the answer, but especially this year, we replaced 2 main passers that have been with us for several years in the passing line, and Megan Cooney ended up being All-American 6 rotation opposite, and Taylor Cooper was a DS and libero for all 4 years. So those 2 took a lot of reps in games, and so we have to get a lot of game experience in a short period of time. So that's probably going to be the biggest challenge, to try to gel everyone all together. We're doing a nice job in practice right now, but as everyone knows, it's a little bit different once the game whistle starts to go.
First year for you having Big Ten media days, how did you feel about your sport, having those few days in the limelight?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. We've always talked about how to promote the sport, and obviously all of us coaches and players think it's such a great sport, and just to get it out to more than just our volleyball community, and keep pushing the limit. And the Big Ten stepped up in a big way and did a really nice job up in Chicago with the media days, and represented every team and the whole conference well. And it's great not just for us as volleyball, but for women's athletics as well, and always looking to push the barriers and get more people involved in this great sport.
What are your thoughts on being ranked so highly?
I told the team, the excitement at which I'm talking with right now is about how excited I am about it. It's one of those things where it's nice to be recognized, but it's how we finish, really, and how we keep getting after it every single day, and we want improvement. Having this ranking right now is fine, but we want to be able to keep improving every single day. And you may drop a few spots, you may gain a few spots, but at the end of the year, it's how we finish. It's what is most important to me.
What do you guys need to do to get past that Sweet 16 role this year?
Keep playing good volleyball. It goes without saying. I mean, everyone in the conference is good. You need to be really good pre-conference. You need to be really good in the conference. And once you get there, you need to be on a roll and be feeling good about where you're at. And so I think we've proven time and time again that no matter what our ranking is coming out of conference, that we still produce a team that's ready to compete against anyone. So once you get to those final levels, as the sports know, from watching other sports too, it's tough. Everyone's good, and so we're just really about being in a good space and being able to finish out matches when they're tough at the end.
Reyna got on a roll there at the end of the season, especially that Kentucky matches. Is that the level that you just want to see all the time now?
Yeah, of course. That's always the level you want your seniors play. I think it's cool that she was able to do that and kind of on the biggest stage. But we talked about it's not just about one player, and she got some pre-conference recognition too, and she's well aware of her role's going to be expanded this year, being in the passing formation and doing her best to go 6 rotations. But are you going to produce every single match like that Kentucky match? No, but it's all about how we do collectively as a team, and we like to see those performances more often than not. But we talk about winning as a team and losing as a team and getting better as a team every day. So as long as we continue that mindset and keep talking, with each other about how we're going to help each other out every single day, I think we're in good shape.
What did you like about Kayla, just as maybe a potential replacement for Megan, just to compete for that spot?
Yeah, so we needed some depth in that position for sure, and especially with Megan leaving, and we had a couple players that ended up graduating, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. And so we were on the transfer portal looking for players, and we had some knowledge of Kayla before. We'd gone. She had committed to the school she committed to. We looked at her as a middle and as an opposite back in the day, and the school that she went to chose to use her as a middle. And when she went on the portal, she was looking to play opposite. So I said it just worked out as a good fit. We knew her from recruiting her beforehand. Good person, great family. Played a little bit with USA this summer, so that's good to see too. And she's hungry to learn more in the position, and that's really what we look for in anyone. And she's done as nice a job as any in the last several weeks to get better at her position, and she's doing a nice job right now.
You were a little better on the road than you were at half fall last year. Is there a particular reason for that, or is that just how the schedule played out?
How the schedule played out. We were banged up a little bit through the mid part of the season when we had our toughest run in Huff, and in the beginning of pre-conference play, we hosted the Pac-12 Big Ten Challenge, and it's tough. I mean, we're not going to schedule easy, and sometimes it is easier to play on the road without some distractions. Sometimes to come into play when you're at home, whether you're just dealing with your own classes or dealing with friends and everything else. And sometimes it's just easier to compete on the road. But home or away, we try our best, obviously, and we play in the toughest conference in the country. So it's not. I like to win more at home. I like to win more on the road too. So it's just the way it goes.
What have you seen Riley just bring to the program for 3 years out, heading into her 4th season?
Yeah, Riley's been great, and she unfortunately had a couple injuries that set her back the last couple of years, and didn't allow her to be in consistently as either her or we would want her to be. And over the last summer, she's really put in the work and the effort to get back into in great shape, and she's playing as well as she ever has. And so hats off to her for the work that she put in. But besides that, we talked about just being great leaders off the court as well. And I could say she stepped into that role over the last several years where she knew she couldn't maybe contribute quite as much on the court in the last couple of years. So she did worked really hard to be a really good leader and to kind of help whoever came in, whoever needed help, she would help them out. And I think her story is kind of cool in that we kind of have a self-selected leadership group, or we call it the connection crew, and she wasn't on it last year, and the team voted her back on. She was on it the first year off it last year, and the team voted her back on. So just really cool to have to know that she's putting in the work not only on the court but off the court as well to really be there for her teammates.